Hello and welcome. Steam Next Fest is already in full swing, and sadly, it is almost over. Here is a list of awesome indie games for you to play over the weekend. Let me know down below if you've played any amazing games, and let us start this thing. Starting us off with a game that's taken all the best bits, in my opinion, from recent looter-shooter extraction games we see becoming more popular. This is Dungeonborne, a PvPvE dungeon crawler that'll throw you into a pit and have you fight for your life for fame, glory, and lots of loot. The game will force you into fights for your life against D&D-esque mobs that roam the dungeon, or even worse, real life players, who, if you're like me, will be better than you, but this is where you pull out your friendship horn and blow as hard as you can to call in your friends, as you can go in as a group to slay all the competition. As the game goes on, a circle will slowly force players into the centre, where you'll have a fight or flight moment to go for better gear or try and get out and live for another day. Dungeonborne is very similar to Dark and Darker, which is a blessing and a curse. The blessing being Dungeonborne will draw players in who have played the other game, and will probably more likely give it a go. The curse is that it will always be compared and probably get called out for being too similar. Only time will tell if this dungeon crawler can survive. Let's head back to the dawn of time. Land is unclaimed and no one is making TikTok dances. Some would even call this bliss, but we're not here to be friends with everyone. It's time to conquer and claim in Millennia, a 4X strategy game that will have you create your own nation at the start of everything. You'll need to develop and create if you want any chance of survival against the other nations that are rising around you. Millennia does seem exactly like Civilization 6, and you would technically be fully correct if you thought that. The advancement of ages, the movement, the way that you do research. It's also similar until you get to combat. This is where the game does differ, as it is completely different and changes up the game. Combat is now played out like the Total War games, with a screen showing how the combat is played, and the game even allows you to combine units. So if you have weak archers, why not combine them with spearmen to give them some protection? Millennia has taken two powerhouses, Civilization and the Total War games, to combine them into the ultimate 4X strategy game. This is the making of a great within the genre, and I will most definitely be playing this on the weekend. Could this finally be the open world zombie game that all gamers have been screaming for years? Project Zomboid is amazing, but sometimes I feel like I need brain cells that I don't have to play it. But with Dread Dawn, it looks like all the zombies and the killing of zombies that we would ever need. This is an open world survival zombie game, where you'll play as a student who has been left behind due to a missing convoy. Pretty big yikes if you ask me. The game is currently single player for the demo, and it might be for the whole game. It would be amazing if they did add multiplayer in the future, as these games are fantastic in a group. You'll make the school a stronghold for you and any other survivors that wish to live in this dying world. I have really high hopes for this game. The slightly top down is giving me twin stick shooters, and the hordes of zombies running at you is just making me scared. I hope we're able to find enough ammo for any guns that we can get hold of, so that we can live long enough for a possible rescue team to arrive. I'll just quickly run upstairs and get the help sign ready for us. I will say this straight off, I have had so much fun with this demo. This is Children of the Sun, and the best way to possibly explain it is that when the bullet enters slow-mo in Sniper Elite, this is that game, but you control a single bullet. It's wanted, but to the extreme. Children of the Sun is an arcade strategy game that will have you questioning physics once you've finished it. You'll need to plan your attack order, as once you've fired that first and only shot, you'll need to guide the bullet through head after head until no one stands in front of you. It's a really fun game that will make you think of who to aim at first, and if your approach was the best one. It's all the puzzle stealth games rolled into one. The game completely had me hooked. I love games like this where you can play a quick level at a time, or spend hours trying to get the best score. This will be a must for me when the game comes out fully. The whole point of the looter shooter genre is that you take a risk each and every time you enter the game. You take gear in with you with the hope of finding better for the next game around. You might have quests or challenges to complete, but it's the loot that makes it exciting. This is Incursion Red River, an upcoming looter extraction shooter. that will have you slowly moving through the lush jungle as you aim to get it, grab it, and get the hell out of here. Play the game as a lone wolf or squad up with friends to take the fight as a group. If you've never played these types of games, I would definitely say it's easier in a group, but if you're like me, you're more likely to kill your own teammates. It happens when you're in the middle of a tense fight and you just see people running, not what people are saying. The biggest looter extraction shooter is Escape from Tarkov. It's easy to spot the differences between the games, but you'll also have a lot of similarities, which pushes me towards playing the game. I'm looking forward to getting the gang together to give this one a go over the weekend and hopefully get lots and lots of loot. It's almost as if we've all been sucked into an alternate universe where Mario Party never existed. Instead, all the characters that you know and love were replaced by anime waifus that will do your bidding on the battle board. That's right, we're heading headfirst into games that will make or break relationships with Astral Party, a party game that will have you racing around the board to collect items and make sure that your waifu is the best at the end. Unlike the other games within the genre, Astral Party doesn't have the typical mini-games that you would expect to see. This is all about 1v1 battles, that you'll see your anime girls battle off against each other using the cards and dice that you find around the battle board. Make sure to take home the coins and push towards victory. I know a lot of people don't have Nintendo Switches, or even if they do, they might not own Mario Party, so it'll be impossible to play the game. But it's a lot easier to play a free-to-play game first of all, and it's on Steam, that'll get you right into the thick of the action. Maybe not everyone is down for playing anime waifus, but once you pick your favourite, I'm sure you'll all stop complaining. Following on, we have a stunning action roguelike that if you love Hades, I can guarantee that you'll love this game. This is Realm of Ink, and all I can say is that this is what I need in my life right now. Its fast over-the-top action is a selling grace of the game, and the fact that it's all set within an old-school Japanese setting is truly elegant. Each run-through will be a brush of fresh ink that will have different routes and even different characters being playable as you continue on your journey. And the best part of the game is that it is effectively a bullet hell meets a stunning roguelike that'll hopefully scratch the itch I have while waiting for Hades 2. Definitely a must play over the weekend if you have a spare hour to try out an awesome game. How often do you come across a game that doesn't have objectives or fail states or anything that could add stress? Pretty rare, right? I normally find the ones that don't have these are the most relaxing games that you can play, often getting lost in these worlds and then you start to think about life. This is how Summerhouse, a cozy sandbox game, will allow you to feel. The game is all about building the perfect summer house, one that you'd want to visit each and every summer. It's not often I get lost in the visuals of a game. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you'll know my love for pixel art games. But Summerhouse is really something else. It's an escape really from reality. When looking at what I've envisioned to what I have built, I feel the warmth coming from the building itself. It's just so stunning to look at and it feels like it's real. Games will invoke different emotions in all of us, but with Summerhouse I only see joy and love. If you've had a horrible or a stressful day recently, then this might just be the game for you, as I'm sure you'll hit that cozy place within your heart. Open world games are a thing of wonder when I think about them, a game that allows you to wander around massive environments and explore each corner of the map if you wished. Now add the tag of survival to the open world and we're cooking with gas. This is Survive the Fall, and after the world has gone to poo-poo, you'll play as a small group of survivors who only want one thing. Peace and quiet? No. Death and loot? Yes. Survive the Fall is a blend of State of Decay and Mutant Year Zero. The world has gone to poop in both of them, but moving the group of 3 is a refreshing addition. The combat isn't turn-based, it's free-flowing. You'll control one of the people in your party, while the other 2 go off and do their own thing, and just take out anyone who stands in the way. Building your settlement is a major part of the game. You'll start with nothing, but slowly be able to build up a protective fortress that no one will mess with. You're going to be the baddest mofo around. Survive the Fall is the survival third-person game experience we've been wanting for a while now. Sometimes you can be scrolling and you come across a game that just makes you think, this is going to make me cry. And that's important for a game, I believe. Games should pull on your emotions, as it means that they've had a positive impact on your playtime. So when I seen Until Then on the store, I knew it was going to be a roller coaster. Until Then is a beautiful pixel art interactive visual novel that follows the world after it nearly ended. You'll play as Mark as he and his friends battle through a new life after the catastrophe nearly ended the world. The game is played through all manner of different medias: message friends, receive and send emails, and arrange to meet up in person for those chats that just need more than a screen. The game will be played out by you, and your actions will affect how the story plays out. Emotions will run high as you and your friends figure out life again and try to unravel any mysteries before something might be too late. Until Then can't be released fully soon enough. The demo will only give me so much satisfaction, but it'll be enough to get me by until the game releases. Just make sure to bring a pack of tissues with you for this one. Following onto a beautiful strategic masterpiece. This is Arco, a game that's stunning to look at and to also play. You can choose between 4 different characters, each with a separate campaign that will take them around the lands to feel free. The best part of the game is the combat system. It plays out very much like the new Final Fantasy games. You'll be able to move around in the battlefield, but once you're able to attack, time freezes, and we'll show you where you'll be attacking and where you can let loose hell upon anyone that is standing in your path. I'm a huge fan of this combat style as it allows you to get into better situations and turn a fight around if it isn't going well for you. Arco is a must play for this Steam Next Fest. It's like a cuter Weird West with the movement around the map, and I love that game. Hopefully it doesn't take long for this to giddy up out onto Steam. Managing your inventory is hard work. It becomes a mess so easy in RPGs when all of a sudden you've picked up 47 spoons, or the old Resident Evil game days, where you can only carry a small selection of items and you'll need to keep running back and to from the save point to get keys and different guns. So when I saw a game that is all about sorting your inventory, but it's a battle, I was sold straight away. This is Backpack Battles, a PvP auto-battler that will have you stressing where to put your wands and salt as you slowly have to become a management god. The game is all about where and when you place your items, because items combine to become stronger and more powerful as you add bigger and better things. It'll be down to you to find the best combinations to take the battle online. Super Auto Pets became massive last year, and it seems this is the next step up. Still an auto battler, but a lot more for you to do to become stronger. Auto battlers are the perfect game to play whilst doing something else. You can do them while you're just browsing, searching, or even working, but that's part of the charm, and I can see this game getting more and more interest as I have no idea how I'll fit it all into my backpack. I'm sure I'm not the only one who kept seeing the main picture for this game when I was looking around for new titles. The little cat looking all cute and wondering what it could be. Well, the name of the game is Crypt Custodian, and it's definitely cute, but the game is far from cozy. This is an adorable Metrovania that puts you in the boots of Pluto, who has recently joined the world of the dead as a caretaker. Crypt Custodian is fantastic. Everything runs so smoothly from the movement to the combat. I was in awe of this game, and rightly so. The game has everything that you love about a Metrovania, but when you think it's also been inspired by Zelda, it just blends into a catch dream instead of being a potential nightmare. Definitely worth a go if you love Metrovanias or Zelda or, let's be honest, any other game. Make sure that you play this one this weekend. Up next we have a first-person roguelike deck builder, which are words that I have never used in the same sentence. This is DiceOmancer, and it's taken the typical roguelike deck builder and turned it on its head, as you'll now be looking into the eyes of the enemies, not just across the way like normal. It gets a little bit more real when I'm throwing a bomb at a cat now. What I find amazing about this game is that it is all hand-painted panels. Everything that you see has been carefully painted to create this perfectly crafted work of art, and I'm just in awe at how long that must have taken and how beautiful it really is. If you like deck building games, this is one that you definitely need to add to your wish list. The final game on the list is an adorable casual adventure game that will have you questioning everyone and everything you see. This is Duck Detective: The Secret Salami. And let me tell you, this duck will follow all the breadcrumbs until they've been able to crack this case wide open. You'll need to find clues hidden around and get facts from the other animals around to fill in the blanks on your trusty notepad and find out who committed this horrible crime. I've played 2 detective games with animals in my life, Chicken Police and Frog Detective, and both were completely different but completely brilliant. Duck Detective seems like the middle of the road of both these games, the blend of chicken and frog if you will, and I can't wait to get into this big wide pond for this full case to see who's done it. And that's the last of the games I'll be showcasing for Steam Next Fest. Sadly I can't cover every single game, but please let me know down below what you've been playing and what has been your favourite. Let's all enjoy a weekend of gaming, and I'll catch you all next time.